What's up, guys? So as you guys know, I came up with a new pound for pound equation that factors in batting average more. A lot of the comments I would get about the former pound for pound equation was, since it's based only on at-bats per home run, people thought that's not taking into account consistency enough, and I see their point a little bit. So I thought batting average is the other thing that I think we need to factor in. What I didn't like about a lot of the former equations was that it factored in like slugging percentage and on-base percentage too much. And I think that those things can have something that those things don't touch exactly on swing mechanics to me. But batting average does, because it basically says when you're touching the ball, how well is your swing hitting the ball hard enough to send it through gaps, I think that's important, because that means you're hitting the ball hard. I think ideally we would just have exit velocity of every hit, right? And we would somehow factor that into the pound for pound equation. But I think batting average and at-bats per home run are two very important stats that I have based this pound for pound equation on. So it has to do with at-bats per home run, batting average, and body weight. The higher you are in batting average and the lower in at-bats per home run and body weight, the better your score, okay? So today we're going to talk about number 19 on the list. We already talked about number 20, and that was Jim Wynn. Stan Musial is number 19, and he had 10,972 at-bats and hit 475 home runs, so that's a home run every 23 at-bats. And his batting average was .331, and he weighed 175. That gives him a pound-for-pound score of 310, basically. So we're going to look at his swing. Now, first, before we look at his swing, you can see he wrote with his lead arm. I think that that's, as you guys, many of you guys know, one of the things that I've done is I've pointed out this correlation of great hitters to lead arm dominance. This is something that also has been pointed out by a guy named David Mann out of Vrije University in Amsterdam. And what he found is you're 10 times more likely to make the Hall of Fame if you're someone who bats with his dominant arm in front. Now, Musial didn't throw with his right arm, but he did write with it. And actually, I think writing is even more an even more important skill to be able to do to have lead arm dominance than throwing. I think writing, just because of the dexterity and the minute detail of motor movement in writing, I think is actually better than even throwing. Ken Griffey Jr. is another one who didn't throw with his lead arm, but he did write with his lead arm. Ruth was another one. So these are, those three, Musial, Ruth, and Griffey, could be arguments for the greatest, any one of those guys could be argued to be the best pound for pound hitters of all time. They're all in the top 20. Gehrig was another one. Bonds was another one. So, anyways, let's take a look at his swing. So here we have apparently his 3,000th hit, and we can see his swing from the backside here. Right here you can see gravity. This is the action that I really look for. This is really the quintessential part of a great swing right here. Look at how his barrel just flattens nicely right there. And I love the way Musial pushed his torso into the hit. That is something that is a lost art But if you're going to get the most out of your body weight, you're going to have to push into the hit. Here we get a nice view of the side angle. Here it looks like he's kind of pushing the hands through a little bit more. This is a high and inside pitch, so you're going to see that lead arm kind of pull away from the body sometimes when guys are maybe a little late on a high and inside pitch, right? This is fine. Again, I don't think you guys should be so concerned with chasing positions. I think that that's something that we need to just leave behind. That's not really important that you do. The important thing is that you just work on utilizing more of your lead side. But look at how he extends his body. That's something that is very characteristic of Musial. The way, look at how his body's extending hard into that hit. Here he's getting some good lead side compression. Beautiful action right there. Love to see that action. Look at that extension, showing me that his body is in control of this action. His body is flinging that lead side through the zone. God, he looks a lot like Mantle there. There again, he's taking his hands a little bit more straight to the ball, but that's again, it looks like a high and inside pitch a little bit. And look at that, I love that extension that he did of the body. Boom. Just very indicative of a lead side pulling action when you're utilizing the body that much. Love this action. Look at this. The bat, this is gravity taking the barrel and aligning it to the rotation of his torso. See how his shoulder, the bat just kind of aligns with his shoulder rotation? That tells me that gravity is taking it. There's no tension going on and he's allowing the barrel to drop. And again, look at that extension. Look at that. Now this is stuff that today's conventional instruction, they say stuff like, keep your back foot. They have all these maxims that really are inconsequential. They're just not important. And what they've done is, with all these unimportant, inconsequential maxims, they've slowly stiffened the swing more and more, made it more robotic. I mean, what if Musial couldn't take his back foot off the ground? Maybe his swing wouldn't have developed the way it did. Most likely it wouldn't have. So when you do this to kids, when you give them all this erroneous swing instruction, coaches think, oh, I can't be doing any damage because it's just prudent to keep your back foot on the ground. Well, you are doing damage because maybe, well, you're making his swing more stiff and more robotic. And there's no point in keeping the back foot on the ground. I mean, clearly. Look at that. Look at that action. His foot just swinging around. I mean, getting his whole body into it. To hit 475 homers as a 175-pounder, you got to get your body into it. Beautiful looking action there. Look. Just, guys, you're going to have to put everything into the swing. Push your body into it. Use your body. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to utilize more lead side pull, less back arm push. That puts the body in control. Look at how he's moving forward into this pitch. Look at that. There's no backward movement here. He's going to get it and leaning into the hit. Look at how casted the bat is there. Look at that. I don't often think of Musial when I think of a casted bat. But this is very Ronald Acuna-like. Very Albert Bell-like and Mel Ott-like. It's totally fine to cast the bat out like that. Beautiful looking swing, man. Love that. But I wanted to show Sadahara O because I kind of think his swing looks a little bit like Musial's. I mean, obviously that's a little different, but once you get here, I think they kind of look similar. Look at this swing. I love this swing. Look at that. Talk about a lead side action. And look, beautiful looking connection there at contact. And this is where I think of Musial, the way he really extends into the finish. Watch the way his body like kind of extends hard as he finishes. But I actually think Musial extended, kind of thrusted into the hit. It's almost like right through contact. He had this, Musial had this like where he would like be almost lifting up as he went through. See that? Just extending through hard with his body. I think that's one of the things you see with these great pound for pound guys who are very light. They oftentimes show a lot of their body weight going into it. Hank Aaron looked a little different than Musial did, but he also got a lot of his body moving forward into the hit, punching at the ball with his torso almost. So there you have it, guys. Stan Musial. Let me know you guys' thoughts. I'd like to hear what you think about this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.